whoever's out there, I'm falling right up.
Okay, I'll be nice.
I literally can't see. I didn't even know.
I was gonna rush you, but I'm like, I don't know if there's a door there.
Dude, I'm like, I honestly can't see anything. I'm like, I'm not fighting this guy. Oh, fuck. How the hell did I get out of here?
Hey guys, this is Mike from XOF Ontario. The guys over at Airsoft Depot asked me to do them a favor and maybe do a little early review on some certain products that have come in stock lately. I'm going to start with this one here. First thing I'm going to point out is if you pick one of these guys up, you are not going to get these two gold pieces here. I had these parts added on afterwards. It will come with a black safety and a black mag release. I just thought it looked a little bit better with a touch of gold on there. So this is the new EMG AW Customs STI DVC 3-gun 2011 airsoft training pistol. Pretty hefty little, and I say little sparingly. This is the biggest high cap I've ever held. It's like 6 inches long. I feel like Dirty Harry, or you know, or a certain famous individual who avenges the death of his dog. But we'll get to that later. Yeah, I picked this gun up and I immediately noticed that it had something that looked like a Geisley style cuts in the front end of the slide, which I really like because I have a Geisley style rail on my M4. Might do a video on that later on. But this is my first unboxing video, so don't judge too hard. I'm going to try and point out all the details without missing too much. I'm also going to use a bit of internet reference because, you know, it's 21st century and you got to be smart. So, first thing to point out is highly detailed CNC machined aluminum. It's got all the nice little engravings on it. The STI logo's on there. I know my camera is not the greatest sometimes, but it's got the 2011 in the grip, a serial number that matches the card that comes in the box. You notice with this one, it is the long slide, but it's got the shorter rail system on it. Super awesome stippling in the grip. I don't think it's actually really stippled. I think it's molded that way, but you know, close enough. Close enough. It's got one fiber optic front end, which I prefer. I kind of don't like it when you have 3 optics that can get shot out. Also, it's a little bit too many dots to try and line up. It's just a little bit more simple with, you know, solid backplate and 1 dot in the front. I prefer that. It's got a pretty awesome flared magwell on it with, again, more STI engravings on it. Nothing really I can point out here. It's too different than any other AW high kappa, other than its girth. Comes with a extent. You can get this with just a regular barrel, I'm pretty sure, or you can get it with this fancy dancy threaded outer and threaded inner. So you can put your tracer unit or a silencer or your tracer silencer or whatever it is you want to do on there. It should work. I'm not sure what the threading is. I think it's 14 millimeter clockwise. It is for sure clockwise. Let me see if it says on this page here. It definitely does not specify. Sorry about that, guys. Just ask your local shop. The guys at Depot will tell you if you're shopping there. Yeah, that's all I can really say for this one. Let's move on to what you probably clicked on the video to see. It has the exact same magazine as this one, so we'll just skip over that for now. Let's get this guy out of the way. So this is the gun of the guy that avenges the death of his dog. A famous movie that we all love. This is the Turan Tactical 2011 high kappa. Start with the things that are the same, pretty much the textured grip, same deal as the last one. Something that stands out right away I'm going to jump to is this extended mag release. It's pretty cool, but at the same time I feel like this would interfere with a holster, or, you know, maybe putting it down somewhere and then going to pick it up, the magazine might fall out. I don't know. I put my guns down like that, and when I pick it up I flip it right away, so you might Chris Costa yourself in the toe. Oh, look at that, it comes off. That's probably a better way to run this. If you're gonna game this pistol, do yourself a favor and take that off. You wouldn't want to lose it. You wouldn't want to lose your mag when you're running and go to pull your pistol out when you need it and there's no mag in there. Let's just leave it in there for now, though. What other things are the same? The sights are the same. You got the same solid back plate, iron sights, and a green front sight. Got the tin coated barrel instead of an orange, or the gold, sorry. This one's more of like a bronzy color. You got your sick Combat Master and Terran tactical engraving in there. Same thing on the other side. Again, this thing's a beast. It makes my hands look tiny. But, you know, John Wick uses it. I'd use it too. Considering this gun is like $6,000 in real life, I'm pretty sure this is probably the closest I'll ever get to one. So I can't compare to you guys that may know more than the real one than I do. Sorry, you can throw your comments in. One thing I really want to point out about this gun, though, is the machining on the slide. There is no play. This kind of feels like when you spend hundreds and thousands of dollars ordering parts off websites and waiting for things to come in the mail only to find out that they don't work together. And then you've got to find somebody to buy your tie-dye, you know, Cerakoted upper 1911 slide. It's not always as easy as you'd think, but someone out there will buy it. This one kind of just comes like that. I mean, if you can deal with somewhat of a stock gun and maybe want to upgrade afterwards, I typically would not change anything on this. I don't even think I would put a tracer unit on here. I honestly don't think I want to game this gun. I kind of want to take it and my handkerchief here from the Continental Inn with the logo on there and try and get a coin, maybe make a little display, because I don't know, I think that'd be kind of cool. But hey, I probably should pew it. That's what it's for, right? Take it out and maybe get a couple bodies on it, pop a couple corners, and, you know. But the mags that come with these guns are pretty cool as well. I'm going to jump to that real quick. These have got a little bit of like an extension plate with the STI, you know, Texas. Don't mess with Texas on there. I don't suggest messing with Texas. I've met a few guys from there. They're all pretty cool as hell. So once you put the mag in this gun, it feels awesome. Super like solid, robust. The only thing I'm worried about is that slide or that mag release. And something I feel like should come with every high kappa is an extended mag slide release. They never do this. I think some Maris came with them, some Tokyo Maris, but I don't know. I think it should just be stock because let's face it, a lot of kids play Airsoft, a lot of young guys, young girls too. Let's not exclude anybody here. And not everybody has the best thumb reach when it comes to that. And when you're playing and stuff and you have to tilt your gun over to try and release your slide while after you reload it, it's just another thing you have to try and practice doing or order another part. But other than that, this thing's sick. Absolutely beautiful. Beautifully made. Make sure there's no gas in here or anything. Give it a rack. Locks back on empty. That's always a good sign. Sounds pretty good. Let's do that holding that down. Pretty nice. Let's see if anything's different on the super awesome machine gun with the internals. The lower is just a bone stock AW lower, I believe. Nothing looks too different there from the like 3 or 4 other ones I've had. You have absolutely no short stroking gun on there. That might be something I consider doing with this gun. And the other one, to be honest, it's just such a big high kappa. It doesn't need to travel that far. Slide looks the same internally. The nozzle's exactly the same. The hop-up's exactly the same. I'm going to assume the inner barrel's probably the same too. It's one of the black ones. So yeah, it's basically just an average AW internal. Maybe expect a few months of really good shooting out of it. You take care of it at least a year or so. I mean, hey, I'm pretty hard with guns, so take care of your guns, folks. I give this gun like a out of the box 8, 9.5. This is a 9.5 in the coolness scale. Everything feels proper. Nice engravings on it. Feels sweet. If you can get your hands on one, I suggest picking it up. At least hold it one time. That's it. Have a good day, guys.
I'm upstairs.
Roger. Got one down here.
So I got to game these guns the other day. Got to put a little bit of ammo through each one. Not really too much to give a very long-term review, but something's better than nothing, right? So I'm going to start with this one here. This is not the John Wick one. This is the DVC. So this one has this mild play in the slide. Other than that, everything functioned really well. It was very accurate. Something I noticed in, I think it was this one, may have been the John Wick one, but there was a squeak in the barrel when I was running and this was in my holster. It wasn't that noise particularly, it was more of a squeaking, kind of like a mouse. That kind of was fixed just by giving everything a good oil, so if yours does that, just maybe oil it right away out of the box. Just drop some silicone oil on everything, give it a good wipe, and then yeah, fire a couple non-BBs through there, you know, just dry fire it and let that oil spread around. Something I can say about these guys here is that they were pretty much like sniper rifles. Maybe not to that extent. Someone with a sniper rifle actually did get me here right in the nose, but these guys here could reach out further than most of the other pistols I've had a chance to play with. But that was pretty much with the Taran Tactical. I used this one maybe only for, I don't know, 2 games. Kind of scared to get it scratched up. I kind of want this thing to be perfect forever, if you know what I mean. I'm sure you would too. Pretty much just kept it at the table the whole time until it was ready to game. See, I got some paint on there, some little nicks or something. I'll have to clean that off later. These guns were beautiful though. This one, like I said before, 0 play in the slide. Everything's beautifully machined in it. That extended mag release thing I was talking about right there, that kind of was a, I don't know if you can see that, how much that sticks out. My drop leg holster, I believe it's a SciTac, it didn't really interfere too much, but I did notice upon drawing it, there were a couple times, and I'll try and slap a clip in here of that happening, where the mag came out just a little bit as I was pulling my gun out.
See that?
Luckily I noticed it and slid it back in before anything, but it can happen. So like I said before, it might be a good idea to just unscrew this side of the mag release and maybe keep it in a box or something so you don't lose it. Other than that though, I would definitely suggest picking one of these guys up. They are the nicest high capas I've used that do not cost $2,000 or $1,500 or even $1,000. Still just a little bit more pricier than your average GBBP. So yeah, I got mine at Airsoft Depot. Go give them a like, a follow, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you use the most. And when you get a chance to, pick one of these guys up for yourself. At least if you're only just holding it, maybe you got little soy boy hands or something. I'm in the middle of soy boy and big boy hands, so it works for me. And that's pretty much it. That's my review of these AW Customs, EMG, whoever else is involved, TTI, Taran Tactical, John Wick, all those cool guys. Keep up the good work. Stay sharp. Pew pew.